It is Monday, the 17th of March, 2025. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. It's St. Patrick's Day today, which is why this week is going to be Irish themed. Specifically, I'm just doing songs by Irish artists. These are not necessarily my favorite Irish artists or my favorite Irish songs, because I've done other Irish stuff during the year, but I just wanted to do all Irish stuff this year, and there's some particular songs that I hadn't gotten around to yet. I'm like, yeah, I can knock them out this week. Why not? So today, we're kicking off the week with what I think of as like a classic of Irish music. Now, I say classic, it's from 2000, but I mean like a modern, like indie rock pop sort of classic, and that is Heyday by Mick Christopher. Now, if you don't know who Mick Christopher was, that's probably because he only released one album, and it was posthumously, because unfortunately he died quite young. He was in a band called the Mary Janes, and then he went solo. He toured with other artists. He recorded an EP called Heyday, which is where the song originally comes from, and then he was working on a solo album called Skylark, and while working on that album, he was on tour in the Netherlands. He had a fall and hit his head on some stairs, fell into a coma, and died. It's a very sad story. He was only 32, and other artists were able to finish his album so they could release it posthumously, but just such an incredible loss. I feel like it always makes me think of Jeff Buckley. I mean, Jeff Buckley died after his album came out, but just a similar sort of thing of someone with clearly a great talent and then only having one album and dying. It's just such a terrible thing to happen. Now, the song itself, Heyday, is a song that you still hear on the radio a bit. It's in Irish media. Famously, it was used in a Guinness ad in 2003. We will talk about that, and I will definitely be linking it below. But for now, let's just go listen to the song and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And that was Heyday by Mick Christopher. Man, I love that song. It fills me with a certain feeling. I feel like that was about to turn into a patriotic, it fills me with Irish pride. No, I mean, it does, but not what I mean. It's like a melancholic song, and I'm not entirely sure what the lyrics mean, so this will be an interesting episode, but there's just something about the vibe of it, the rhythm of the verses. It just gets me swaying back and forth, like Jay from the View Askew universe. I just can't not do that. And then the chorus being, "This is a heyday, baby." It just is kind of a feel-good song. It's a very summery song to me. I have a playlist. I think I mentioned this when I was talking about the Arrogant Worms during my Desert Bus week, but I made a playlist of Canadian music called I Am Not American. And similarly, I made a playlist ages ago. I need to update it because I've listened to way more Irish music since, but I made a playlist of Irish music, and the playlist is called This Is Our Heyday because of this. Anyway, the song. So, first of all, it's an acoustic song. You got the acoustic guitar, you got the strings, the simple drum beat, but locked in. It's really good. I like how it sounds. It's just sort of a typical sound to it, but it's done very well. Mick Christopher has a great voice, a lot of vocal fry going on, but oh god, Ronan Keating did a cover this song. Good lord. If you want to listen to a cover of the song, listen to the Frames version. Jesus Christ. Jesu. But anyway, the lyrics, you could kind of interpret them as being about a relationship that's good and bad. You could also just interpret it as being this is our heyday, a call to action for humanity. I'm not entirely sure where I fall on it because I haven't really inspected the lyrics much, but we're going to go through them now. So, for the sun, for the light, for the ride, and for the masters, we come to be kind, to be warm here and after. We've been out, but we're back, because we're graced in these matters and we'll rise. And we did little love, but we walked. We make a sound for the mesto, make a little call to the right, to the ball and to the mast top. I want to point out, by the way, obscure Irish music, I mean Irish music in general, unless it's something really big like fucking Niall Horan or something, but a lot of Irish music does not have very good editing on Genius, and very few other pages have their lyrics. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about a song that the lyrics on Genius are so atrocious. This one I'm trusting to be correct, but I understand if there are errors, because I was literally reading it as I listened of the song just now. I was like, this seems mostly correct, yeah. Because I got confused by We Make a Sound for the Mesto. I had to Google it, and I found a Dublin DJ called Mesto, which is very helpful. But according to Wiktionary, Mesto is a tempo mark. So that could be it. It also can mean sad or mournful. I don't really know. I don't know Mick Christopher. He died before. No, he didn't die before I was born. He died when I was 6. Anyway, for the sun, for the light, for the right, and for the masters, we come to be kind, to be warm here and after. It makes it sound like he's talking about like the purpose of life, you know, for the sun, for the light, for the right, and for the masters. Like we're doing this for the love of life itself. We come to be kind, to be warm here and after. The greatest thing you'll ever earn is to love and be loved in return. Is that what that lyric is? We've been out, but we're back because we're graced in these matters and we'll rise. That makes it sound like, you know, we've had our slip-ups along the way, but that's just how it is, and we'll rise, you know. And we did a little love, but we walked. We make a sound for the mesto, make a little call to the right, to the ball, and to the mast top. Again, not really sure what this is talking about, but it just sounds like he's talking about like the experience of life, you know. We do all these things and we're getting together. And then we go into the pre-chorus and chorus. So it's, and we fool around now and again. We're looking good, but just as friends. And this is our heyday, baby. And we're not going to be afraid to shout because we can make our heyday last forever. And ain't that what it's all about? Oh, living in our own terrible way. So the chorus, I mean, this bit about we're looking good, but just as friends, and then living in our own terrible way, it almost sounds like it's about a breakup, but like a positive one, you know, like an amicable one. We fool around now and again, we're looking good, but just as friends, like they're like friends of benefits, or they have a casual thing, you know. And this is our heyday, baby, and we're not going to be afraid to shout because we can make our heyday last forever, and ain't that what it's all about? Oh, living in our own terrible way. It makes it sound like this is a song about youth, about living for the moment, about having these things in your life, and it's like these are the best years of your life, you know, and we can make our heyday last forever. And then second verse, and we lack a little love, but a sign to get a little messed up, picking up the rules for the chimes, making up minds and making it last us, because we live alone and now we're grown and we know what we're after and we'll rise. And then we get the pre-chorus and chorus again. So we lack a little love, but a sign to get a little messed up. Again, feeds into the like breakup maybe, but a sign to get a little messed up, you know, maybe they're going drinking together, picking up the rules for the chimes, making up minds and making it last us, because we live alone and now we're grown and we know what we're after. Again, makes it sound like it's an amicable breakup, like we're adults, we know what we want to do now, you know. Pre-chorus and chorus. And then the bridge is just the we fool around now and again, we're looking good, but just as friends. And then we have ourselves a break and we're done, and we come to our senses and we'll rise, oh, and we'll rise. So we have ourselves a break and we're done and we come to our senses again. Sounds like a breakup, but an amicable one. And then the outro is just repeating, this is a heyday, baby. And I love that it, like, I don't know if syncopation is the right word, but like the vocals are like a little bit slower now, because in the previous choruses, this is a heyday, baby, and we're not gonna, you know, he goes right to the next line, but because he just repeats the first line, he kind of says it's slower, so it's like a little bit out of phase with the music, and I really like that. I don't know if that's just my own perception, but I like the effect it creates. And that's pretty much the song. I love the strings in the chorus by the dun 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 dun. Anyway, before we finish up talking about this, I do want to talk about the Guinness ad. So there's an ad that the song is associated with that aired in 2003. And notably, it features this song, and it was an early appearance by Michael Fassbender. And Michael Fassbender is a world-famous talent now. You know, a German-Irish actor from Heidelberg/Killarney. But anyway, he was in a few things like here and there. You know, he had small roles. His first film role was 300 in 2007. But like before this ad, he was in Band of Brothers and stuff, you know, so he had like roles here and there. But yeah, he's in this ad, and it's like, you should just watch it because it's like a minute long. But it's this, you just see him striding through a field and like hopping a wall, passing by some sheep, and he dives off the cliffs of Moher, he swims, and then you see him surface, and the Statue of Liberty is there, so the implication that he swam from Ireland to fucking New York, and then he goes into a pub and he finds a guy and he says, sorry. And then they both share a Guinness. And it's like, it's silly, but it's weirdly affecting, because it's about like the lengths that people will go to make something right, you know. But I think part of the reason why it's affecting is because this song is playing in the background of it, you know. It's just created this endless association with me. Certainly not with Guinness. I don't give a shit about Guinness. I'm medium on Guinness. I like the taste of it actually, but I just find it too heavy. I find it hard to drink a whole pint of Guinness. Not my thing, but I'm not much of a drinker anyway. So anyway, that's pretty much gonna be it for this episode. I need to re-listen to Skylark, and I only listened to it like once ages ago. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about this show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Is just to love and be loved in return, and watch everybody burn.